Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you've been following the fashion and K-pop world, you've definitely heard this bombshell news. In the last few months, two BTS members, Jimin and Jungkook, have secured brand ambassador deals worth tens of millions of dollars. Jimin is now the face of Dior and Tiffany & Company, while Jungkook was just announced as the global ambassador for Hublot, in addition to his previous partnerships with Chanel and Calvin Klein. And all of this is happening right before the most anticipated BTS comeback of all time. So the big question is, why? Why now? And why are these billion-dollar brands all rushing to invest their money in these two individuals? Stay tuned, because the answer is far more interesting than you might think. Before we dive deeper, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the latest updates about BTS and the luxury fashion world. And drop a comment below. Are you Team Jimin or Team Jungkook? Or maybe you're a fan of both like me. Okay, let's dive in. Let's start by looking at the numbers that really made CEOs in Paris and New York sit up and pay attention. When Jimin was first announced as house ambassador for Tiffany & Company in March 2023, this wasn't just an ordinary announcement. Within the first 24 hours after the announcement, Tiffany's Instagram post featuring Jimin got a 47% engagement rate. For those of you not familiar with social media metrics, anything above 5% is already considered excellent. 47% is absolutely insane. The JiminLaugh collection that Jimin promoted sold out within hours, and sales increased by 340% in the North American market. This isn't temporary hype, guys. This is a fundamental shift in how consumers interact with luxury brands. Now, fast forward to February 12, 2026. Hublot, the legendary Swiss watch brand, announced Jungkook as their global brand ambassador. Hublot's CEO, Julien Tourneur, didn't mince words in a statement. He called Jungkook one of the most influential artists of his generation. This is coming from the CEO of a brand that previously had ambassadors like Usain Bolt, Novak Djokovic, and Kylian Mbappe. So they clearly know what they're doing. And the timing? Perfect. Exactly 1 month before BTS's comeback with the Erarang album on March 20th, 2026. But wait, there's something even more interesting. Let's talk about who's really behind all these brands. Plot twist, guys. Dior, Tiffany, and Hublot are all owned by LVMH, the world's largest luxury conglomerate. This is not a coincidence. This is a coordinated strategy. LVMH is literally using 3 of their different brands to cover various market segments through 2 BTS members. Jimin handles haute couture and fine jewelry, Jungkook handles watches and fragrances. No overlap, no internal competition, just pure synergy. This is a masterclass in strategic brand management. And here's what makes the strategy absolutely genius. Notice the timing. BTS just completed their military service. They've been absent from the scene for almost 2 years. The hype and anticipation for their comeback is literally off the charts. The Erarang album will drop on March 20th, followed by a concert at Gwanghwamun Square that will be live-streamed by Netflix to the entire world. Then they'll start a world tour running from April 2026 to March 2027. That's a full year, guys. A full year of exposure in dozens of cities across 5 continents. Now imagine you're a luxury brand. Every time Jimin or Jungkook appears on the red carpet, every airport fashion moment, every behind-the-scenes content, every performance on stage, your products will be seen by billions of people. And this isn't passive viewing. BTS fans, who we know as ARMY, are one of the most engaged and loyal fan bases in the world. They analyze every detail, they create content, they share, they discuss. You're literally getting organic marketing that can't be bought with any advertising budget. Let's compare this to traditional celebrity endorsements. You hire a Hollywood actor, they might post once or twice on Instagram, appear in one campaign shoot, and that's it. With Jimin and Jungkook, you get a constant content stream during the full year of touring. Every city, every concert, every media appearance is a brand exposure opportunity. And more importantly, this exposure feels authentic because fans see them actually wearing and using the products in their daily lives, not just in stage photo shoots. But there's an even deeper layer that makes this investment make perfect sense for luxury brands. Let's talk demographics. Who's buying luxury goods in 2026? Millennials. and Gen Z now account for nearly 60% of total global luxury sales. And this demographic is fundamentally different from previous generations. They're not impressed by celebrities who were born into privilege. They want authenticity, they want relatability, they want to see themselves reflected in brand ambassadors. Jimin and Jungkook, with their well-documented backstories, represent exactly that narrative. They came from relatively humble backgrounds, worked their way up through blood, sweat, and tears, literally, and achieved global superstardom through pure talent and hard work. That's a narrative that resonates with younger consumers who value meritocracy and authenticity. When they see Jimin wearing Dior or Jungkook wearing Hublet, it's not just celebrities flaunting wealth. It's a symbol of achievement, something that's aspirational but also feels attainable in a spiritual sense. And guys, let's be honest about one thing. Asia is the future of the luxury market. China alone accounts for more than 20% of global luxury sales. Add South Korea, Japan, Southeast Asia, and you have almost half of the total market. Western brands that want to succeed in this market need cultural ambassadors who truly understand and represent that market. Jimin and Jungkook are the perfect bridge. They're Korean, bringing all the cultural cachet from the Korean wave that's currently sweeping the globe, but they also have universal appeal that makes them huge in America, Europe, Latin America, literally everywhere. Now, let me show you guys something that's truly mind-blowing. When Jungkook was announced as the face of Calvin Klein in 2023, the campaign generated 4.2 billion impressions in the first 2 weeks. 4.2 billion, guys! For context, the Super Bowl, the biggest TV event in America, usually gets around 100 to 120 million viewers. Jungkook's Calvin Klein campaign reached 35 times more people than the Super Bowl. And what's even more impressive, the demographic breakdown showed massive growth in markets that were previously underperforming for Calvin Klein, like Southeast Asia, Latin America, even Africa. He's not just marketing to the existing fan base, he's creating new customers for the brand. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about social media power. Jimin has over 50 million followers on his personal Instagram. Jungkook has over 60 million. The official BTS account has 75 million. Every post is guaranteed millions of engagements within minutes. And this is organic reach, guys. You know how hard it is to get organic reach on social media nowadays? Advertising costs keep rising, algorithms keep changing, but if you have ambassadors like Jimin or Jungkook, every post is instant massive exposure without spending a single penny on ads. And here's what makes this even more brilliant as a long-term investment. Jimin is only 30 years old, Jungkook is only 28. They potentially have 2 or even 3 more decades in the spotlight. Brands investing now aren't just betting on this year's comeback tour. They're securing relationships that could last decades, spanning multiple product lines, multiple campaigns, multiple generations of consumers. This is a legacy play. It's like when Nike signed Michael Jordan in the 80s. They weren't just buying an endorsement, they were building a dynasty. Now, some of you might be thinking, okay, but what happens if BTS eventually disbands or if Jimin and Jungkook pursue solo careers? And guys, that actually makes this investment even more valuable. Solo careers mean more content, more diversity, more opportunities for brand collaboration. Look at all the successful boy bands from the past. One Direction members are arguably more valuable individually than as a group for brand endorsements because they can target different demographics with different brands. And there's one more factor that's often overlooked but absolutely critical: chemistry and authenticity. You can instantly tell when a celebrity is only doing an endorsement for money versus when they genuinely connect with the brand. With Jimin and Jungkook, their partnerships with luxury brands feel natural. When you see Jimin at a Dior show or Jungkook wearing Hublet, it doesn't feel forced. There's an organic quality that can't be faked. And younger consumers, they have an amazing bullshit detector. They instantly know when something isn't authentic. The fact that these partnerships feel right is perhaps the most valuable asset of all. Let's also talk about what this means for the future of celebrity endorsements and luxury marketing. We're literally witnessing a paradigm shift. The traditional model where brands hire actors or models for one-off campaigns is dying. The future is long-term partnerships with cultural icons who have deep connections with their audience. Jimin and Jungkook are pioneering this new model where brand ambassadors aren't just faces in campaigns, but actual collaborators who help shape brand narratives and reach new audiences. And the timing with the BTS comeback? Absolutely perfect. This comeback isn't just a music release, it's a cultural moment. The documentary, BTS, The Return, will drop on Netflix on March 27th. The world tour will cover 40-plus cities over 1 year. Every performance, every interview, every piece of content is an opportunity for brand exposure. And with Netflix involved, this exposure isn't just limited to fans, but casual viewers worldwide who might not have really paid attention to BTS before. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine you're a casual viewer in America or Europe. You're not really into K-pop, but you're curious, so you tune into Netflix to watch the Gwangwoman concert. You see an absolutely mind-blowing performance. You see insane production value. And you notice Jimin wearing stunning Dior pieces, Jungkook with his gorgeous Hublot watch. You're intrigued. You search online. You discover that these are actual luxury brands you know and respect. Suddenly, BTS isn't just a K-pop group to you anymore, they're global fashion icons. And the brands that secured partnerships with them just gained a new customer. Multiply this scenario by millions of viewers worldwide, and you start to understand the scale of this opportunity. Guys, we also have to acknowledge the elephant in the room. There's criticism that K-pop idols sell out or that they're doing too many endorsements. But honestly, in the case of Jimin and Jungkook, their partnerships are very carefully curated. They don't endorse everything that's offered to them, and trust me, with their level of fame, offers must be flowing non-stop. They're selective, choosing brands that align with their personal brand and values. Quality over quantity, and that's exactly why these partnerships work so well. There's also an interesting dynamic between Jimin and Jungkook themselves that makes this duo particularly powerful for brands. They have amazing chemistry, a long history as bandmates, but also distinct individual identities. Jimin is more elegant, artistic, sophisticated. Jungkook is more edgy, modern, sporty. Together, they cover a broader spectrum of the luxury consumer base. Brands that partner with one of them are getting access to a specific demographic, but overall, when they perform together as part of BTS, brands are getting exposure to the entire diverse fan base. Now, let's talk numbers one more time because numbers don't lie. According to market analysts, the global luxury market is currently valued at around $350 billion and projected to grow to $500 billion by 2030. The Asia-Pacific region will drive the majority of that growth. BTS, with Jimin and Jungkook as the most visible brand ambassadors, is perfectly positioned to capture a massive share of that growth. Brands that have already secured partnerships with them are essentially buying tickets to ride that growth wave. And guys, this is just the beginning. We haven't even seen the full extent of what can be achieved with these partnerships. Imagine collaborations, limited edition products, co-design collections. Imagine pop-up stores during tour stops, exclusive fan experiences, integration with merchandise and tour production. The possibilities are literally endless. Brands that are thinking creatively and willing to innovate with these partnerships will reap rewards that go even beyond what traditional endorsements could ever achieve. So to wrap up, why are luxury brands betting big on Jimin and Jungkook before the BTS comeback? Because this is the perfect storm of timing, talent, audience, and opportunity. This is a calculated strategic investment based on solid data, clear trends, and a deep understanding of evolving consumer behavior. This is recognition that the future of luxury isn't about exclusivity and distance, but about connection, authenticity, and cultural relevance. And there are literally no two individuals on this planet better positioned to deliver all of that than Jimin and Jungkook from BTS. The comeback hasn't even officially started, but the brand wars to secure these two have already been won by brands that had the foresight to move early. And the biggest winners, not just the brands, not just Jimin and Jungkook, but also us as fans and consumers who are getting to witness the evolution of how entertainment, fashion, and commerce intersect in the digital age. So guys, that's our deep dive into why luxury brands are going all in on Jimin and Jungkook. What do you think? Do you think this is a smart investment or overvalued hype? Drop your comments below. I want to know your perspective. And don't forget to like this video if you found it informative. subscribe for more content about BTS, K-pop, and the fashion industry. Hit that notification bell so you're the first to know when I upload a new video. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next video. Peace out!